Welcome to the November 27th meeting of the Board of Adjustment. I'd like to call that meeting to order at this time. My name is Michael Carson, chairperson of the Board of Adjustment. The Board of Adjustment is a quasi-judicial body made up of residents of the town of Prescott Valley who volunteer their time and efforts. We are impartial and are guided by state and local rules and regulations. We are somewhat informal, however. We ask that when you address the board, you use the microphone at the podium and state your name and address for the record. This evening's proceedings will be conducted using the following format. First, I will read the hearing item into the record. Following the identification of the hearing item, staff will present the case and their recommendations to the board, after which questions from the Board of Adjustment will be directed to staff regarding the case. Next, the applicant will be invited to address the board, after which questions from the board for applicant will be heard. After that, I will open the floor to general comments from the public regarding the case before the board. I ask that you direct your pertinent comments to the board through the chairperson and not to staff or individuals within the audience. I would also ask that you keep your comments brief and to the point, as I may exercise the prerogative to combine public comment if necessary should there be considerable public involvement in the case. There is one action item on the agenda this evening. I would like to note for the record the town employees who are present: Ernest Ruby, Deputy Director for Development Services; Chris Norlock, Planner; Carmela David, Administrative Support; and Stephen Zrake, Deputy Town Attorney. Ms. David, please call the roll.
Chairperson Carson.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Kunish.
Here.
Member Willihan.
Here.
Member Schaefer.
Here.
Member Pattison.
Here.
We have a quorum and the entire board is present. If the board has reviewed the minutes from the October 23rd, 2023 meeting, I ask if there are any corrections to the minutes. Hearing none, I will accept a motion to approve the minutes as written.
So moved. Seconded.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Ms. David, may we have a roll call vote, please, on the motion?
Member Pattison.
Aye.
Member Schaefer.
Yes.
Member Willihan.
Here. Yes.
Vice Chairperson Kunish.
Yes.
Chairperson Carson.
Yes. Are there any announcements from staff or board members? Hearing none, we'll move on with the agenda. As stated, there is one action item on the agenda this evening, UP 23-009. Upon application of Cooper Anderson, authorized agent for Stonehaven Properties 1, LLC, a request for a use permit per section 13-14-020C of the Town of Prescott.
And it's in Suite A. I'm not sure this is on. All right, sorry about that. The location is off Florentine, just east of Navajo. and north of 69. And they just have a suite space next to Daniel's Tuxedo. It's operated out of this office for years, just as an electrical office, but they have started to store a little bit of material inside, which changes the use actually to an electrical shop, so that is why this use permit is required. This is the site plan provided by the applicant. They've stated that no additional traffic, they're not bringing anyone in more to the office. And so the use doesn't really change besides just the fact that they are now storing some materials in the office, so it does change it technically to an electrical shop. Staff is recommending approval of this use permit. And I'm available for any questions, and I believe the applicants are as well.
Are there any questions or comments from the board for Mr. Nolan? Hearing none, we'll ask the applicant if there's anything to add to the presentation.
Good evening. Excuse me. My name is Andy McFadden, and I'm at 7047 East Horizon Way in Prescott Valley. And this is my brother, George McFadden. We're co-owners of McFadden Brothers Electric, and we're just applying for this special permit. Apparently, we're not supposed to be in that location due to the zoning, but we've been there for 8 years, and this just came to our attention, so I just ask for your approval. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Very good. Any questions or comments for the applicant?
Yes, I had a question.
Yes,
It says that you have 4 employees.
yes, ma'am.
Do those employees physically come to the shop?
Only one of them comes to the shop in the morning. He's there for probably about an hour.
Okay,
And I don't have work trucks there all the time. It's basically just an office for my personal use, and all my supplies are bought in town at my supply house. And the only time I have a truck there is to come in and give me paperwork for billing purposes or that nature, so.
okay. And do you, now that you have material there, that you have various items there and it's becoming a shop, are you going to have customers coming and going?
No, there's no customers come
Okay.
in at all because we're not open for any retail or anything.
Okay.
The material that I do have stocked is stuff that I wasn't able to get due to the current issues we've been dealing with getting permit or getting material. So if I get something, I go ahead and store it, so I got it for a later date.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Any further questions or comments? At this time, we'll open the item for public comment if there's any. Does anyone wish to address the board on this item? We'll then return the item to the board for discussion. Any discussion necessary? Hearing nothing raised, I will ask for a motion.
I move to approve UP 23-009 with the following conditions. 1, the project shall comply with all parking, lighting, landscaping, and site development standards. 2, the site plan is approved contingent upon compliance with Section 13-24-050B4 of the zoning ordinance of the town of Prescott Valley. 3, hours of operation will be limited to 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. And 4, no outdoor storage of supplies is allowed.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve this use permit. Ms. David, may we have a roll call vote?
Mr. Willoughby?
Yes.
Member Schaefer?
Yes?
Member Pattison?
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Kunish?
Yes.
Chairperson Carson?
Yes, the item is approved. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on any issues, no matter how big or small? Hearing none, and there being no further business, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.